Welcome back to Gooner Fanzine TV after a pulsating match at Stamford Bridge on Tuesday evening. We're just about getting our breath back. We're in the press box at Stamford Bridge after Arsenal's 2-2 draw with Chelsea after a spectacular game of football in which Arsenal showed true character after going down to 10 men after David Luiz was sent off following a really poor ball from Mustafi, which eventually saw him entangle with Tammy Abrahams. Here with Dan the Man. Obviously, as I say, we're in the press box at Stamford Bridge, just going to have a quick chat about the game. What was your take on the game to start with, Dan?
Well, good fight and character, basically, which we're not seeing from Arsenal in a long time, really. We've seen it a few times under Mikel Arteta, and I think tonight was a big example of that.
Yeah.
To come back twice with 10 men at a place like Stamford Bridge, where Arsenal have struggled in previous years, big achievement.
Yeah.
Feels like a win to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've just come from Arteta's press conference and he really praised the character of his team, the grit and determination and the courage of his team, certainly Martinelli as well. It was just great to see. I've been coming to Stamford Bridge since 1985 and that was one of the most courageous performances I've seen from an Arsenal side. And Arteta was just very proud of his men, wasn't he?
Understandably, yeah. I mean, he said as much as the first thing he was asked, wasn't it? You know, how are you proud of your place? He said, yeah. I mean, they did exactly what I asked, and they showed that fight and that character with 10 men. He said, you know, at half time we felt we'd get something out of the game if we battled, and they did exactly that, and they got what they deserved, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got to have a word, just got to say a word on the tremendous travelling Arsenal support as well.
Yeah, it was superb.
It was absolutely superb. 3,000 behind us, were massed behind us a while ago, and it was just you could only hear one set of fans basically. It was Arsenal, and they were absolutely superb throughout the game. They showed loyalty. They never gave up, just like the team basically.
Yeah.
And it was just a joy to see, wasn't it? I mean, we're still getting our breath back from night and a match.
It's a crazy game. Crazy game. Yeah. I mean, when Aspilicueta scores, I think it's all over. Yeah. I thought it certainly was, but to show that spirit and come back, brilliant goal from Bellerin. Obviously, you know, it's 367 days since he ruptured his ACL against Chelsea, and then to come back here, captain the team tonight and score, brilliant. And you mentioned the fans there. It seems like the connection between the players and the fans is back, which is really important. We've heard Arteta speak about it in the past, having that connection between the two, and it really does seem like it's back. So positive signs, despite the fact it was only a draw.
Absolutely. Like you say, it does feel like a win.
It does, yeah.
Bellerin's goal was absolutely superb. The way he curled it in with literally 3 minutes remaining. We've just come from Frank Lampard's press conference as well. He was obviously really disappointed. He's a true football man, whatever you think of him, and his Chelsea links, obviously. He speaks really well about the game, but I thought he was slightly disingenuous when he called Bellerin's goal soft.
Yeah, I thought that didn't give well crafted.
I thought that didn't give any praise to Bellerin. He might have been harsh on his defenders in terms of not closing him down, but that didn't mean the goal was soft.
I don't think Martinelli's goal was soft either. I mean, obviously Kante's slip, really didn't help the situation. But he ran from the edge of his own box.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
To 70 yards, and then to keep his cool like he did and score. I think that's a soft goal. I think it's a brilliant goal.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's slightly, as I say, disingenuous from Frank Lampard saying there were a couple of soft goals. I thought they were better than that, really. Far better than that. Yeah, just touching on Martinelli, he was absolutely superb.
Fantastic.
Yeah, 18 years old, isn't he?
To have that kind of composure in front of goal at that age, and to play the way he does with such maturity and such energy and such drive, it's brilliant to see. And what a find he's been. Hey,
6 million from Ituano. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, 10 goals now, I think. What was the stat? He's now
10 and 11, first teenager to score 10 goals.
Yeah, first teenager to score 10 goals. Yeah, since Anelka. So it says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I saw a lot of Anelka. I saw a lot of his Arsenal career. I don't think Martinelli's at that level, but that says. That's testament to Martinelli because it shows you much more there is to come from him.
There's so much more, I mean,
Anelka at 19 was just superb. I thought he was better than Thierry Henry at 19, 20. Martinelli's still a long way to go, but he's got the talent, he's got the temperament, he's got the technique.
Well, certainly seems to have better temperament than Anelka did.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. But he was just brilliant, wasn't he? That the way he just drove with the ball. Yeah. It's a difficult skill. We all know that it's difficult to dribble with the ball. To dribble with the ball in such an intense amphitheatre as Stamford Bridge on a crackling night through a London derby was just absolutely immense, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he just gets you on the edge of your seat every time he gets the ball, doesn't he? I mean, he always looks like he's going to cause a problem. Even on the edge of his own box, as soon as he got it, when he started running, I thought Chelsea are in trouble here.
Yeah.
It was right. So, I mean, just the way he goes at people, going one way or the other, getting them off balance. He's always got his head up, looking for a pass, looking where the goal is. He's just such a talent, and I hope we can keep hold of him for many years to come.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you say, his run was good enough to run 60 yards at full pelt with a defender chasing you in front of 40,000 people is difficult enough. But to then draw the keeper and then calmly slot past him, superb.
I mean, even before that, he had Pepe with him, and he still had the confidence to say, I'm going alone here.
Absolutely, yeah. That goes back to his temperament, where he's just like, I'm not going to be overawed by older, more experienced, more expensive pros, colleagues. I'm going to do what I think's right, basically. And what he did was just absolutely superb, wasn't it? It was joyous to watch the scenes afterwards as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, as we said, the away sport's fantastic. It has been throughout the season, even through the rough patches, the away sport's still been really vocal. And so you've been in the away end a lot this season. Yeah. And it's always noisy. I mean, Arsenal support sometimes get criticised for not being loud enough. But I mean, you can't say that the away support. They've been fantastic. So fair play to them. And I think they drove the team on tonight. Yeah, absolutely. And they were definitely the more vocal set of fans, despite being massively outnumbered.
Absolutely. Just a quick word about Eco, Ginger Mark, Nige and Dom, all in the away end. I saw them quickly before the game. I know they were going mental. So cheers, lads. Great stuff. Back to the game. Obviously, on a sort of more negative point, was Mustafi and Louise. What was your take on that? And then I'll sort of have a chat about my take on that.
The Chuckle brothers of defending. Well, I mean, firstly, we'll go Mustafi first. I mean, it was a ridiculous error, but I mean, it's kind of been the hallmark of his Arsenal career, just silly mistakes like that, isn't it? Yeah. Didn't get enough on the back pass, sold Leno short, and then sold David Luiz short. Yeah. One thing, I know you're going to disagree with me on this, but the one thing with David Luiz is I thought maybe as more experienced pro, you'd think just... I don't mean to say like let him score, but keep yourself on the pitch. Don't make a challenge like that so early on in the game. If that's like the 80th minute and you're trying to win a game, fair play, bring him down. But that early on in the game, you put your team at such a disadvantage by essentially making a tackle that will get you sent off. There was no way it was going to be anything other than a red card for that kind of tackle. So maybe you could have done that differently. But I think Mustafi must take a very large portion of the blame.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a fair comment. But from my point of view, and I was chatting to a couple of people at half time as well, and I thought this when I saw it as well, I just thought it was Mustafi's fault 100%. It was such a sloppy, lazy, inconsidered, unprofessional back pass. There was no need for him to do it. He was under no pressure whatsoever. He keeps making mistakes, and if you're going to keep making mistakes, it means you're not good enough at the top flight of English football. And it really frustrates me to see him do that, because he's a nice bloke. Like I say, we say this every week. We interviewed him before. He speaks well. He seems to like playing for Arsenal. He's obviously an intelligent guy. He's been through a lot of tough times in his life, sort of facing adversity through political scenarios and all the rest of it. But if you're just talking purely in terms of being a centre-half for Arsenal, he's just not good enough, and he's not good enough for so many reasons. And that back pass personified that. And for me, if I was David Luiz, I would be absolutely furious with Mustafi.
Well, I think he will be.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got every right to be.
And I know what you're saying about maybe Luiz should have jockeyed a bit more, should have jostled. But if you're centre half, and I know you could say he's 32, he's more experienced, he shouldn't have done that. But if you're a centre half, your goal is to stop the opposition scoring. And all he wanted to do was stop Abraham scoring, basically. And they tangled. Obviously, I've got no complaints about the penalty. I can't remember what Arteta said after the game about the penalty. He didn't seem particularly furious about it, did he? He sort of accepted it, really. But if I was David Luiz, I would have every ounce of blame on Mustafi. But fortunately, Arteta and the new team spirit he's engendering amongst his side, he didn't blame anyone tonight, did he? He just said, we win as a team, we lose as a team, and we'll move on, sort of thing.
Do you remember what he said a few weeks ago about wanting them to suffer? I think they're doing that. And I think they're coming through it. I mean, they had to suffer at Palace. Got something out of the game. At suffer here, and they got something out of the game. I mean, they had to suffer at Leeds, against Leeds in the first half. They got pinned back against a team in the lower division. Obviously, we know Leeds are a top side, but they had to suffer then. They had to suffer in the second half against United. Won the game. They're doing that, and they're coming through it, and they're showing their colours, basically, and that's what you want. I'm pleased with that. That's probably the most pleasing thing out of Arteta's reign so far, is that character and that grit.
Absolutely well said, Dan. I completely agree with that. All you want to see is progress as a fan, as a journalist, as someone who watches Arsenal week in, week out, as we both do. All you want to see is progress, and that's what they've shown through hard work, through more organisation, through courage and character, and that's what you want. That's what you want as a fan, that's what you want as a journalist, just to see some character from a team that has previously shown a lack of character. And I'm absolutely delighted with that result, and more the performance as well. So I
have a question for you.
Go on then.
Have you seen more or less progress than you thought you would?
Very good question. I've seen enough progress to make me happy. I always want more progress. I always want to see as much character as possible. I always want to see as much football as possible. Arteta's melding that together. There's still a long way to go, as I say, but my word, we can be pleased with that performance tonight. And the character shown, more importantly, because ultimately Arsenal sides over the last 5-10 years have singularly lacked character and grit and courage and determination. And to see that at Chelsea tonight, like I said, I mean, I watched Arsenal-Chelsea for, since the mid-80s, and Chelsea, for whatever you're thinking, we were a big club and a big team, and it's always a hostile atmosphere down here. To get a point with 10 men is just absolutely superb to silence the home crowd, basically.
Agreed,
and we both saw how disappointed Frank Lampard was afterwards as well. So, I think Arteta can be very, very proud of his men, and as he said he was as well.
Yeah, obviously,
so,
it means, as you say, I completely agree with everything. It's just, that spirit is the most important thing. I mean, it's the thing we've lacked so much. Obviously, the defending can still do some work. Made a mistake and switched off twice. But I mean, when you're in difficult situations, the only thing you can rely on is character and spirit, and it seems they've got that in abundance now. So
yeah, definitely. Excellent. Right, that's Dan's take. That's my take. You've heard what we've got to say. What do you think about a brilliant performance from Arsenal tonight? 10 men Arsenal. Like, comment, share. Let us know what you think. There'll be more from us. We're obviously having a later podcast this week as well, so keep an eye out for that. We'll be at Bournemouth next Monday. Got various other bits and pieces coming. So thanks for watching as ever, and we'll see you soon. Come on in, Arsenal.